there. Today we're going to go through our 8th grade homeschool curriculum. It includes math, science, language arts, and social studies. We do have a flexible format. You're seeing the printed version today, but our curriculum is actually digital first. So it means you can use it fully online or print it out, whatever works best for your family. It's instantly available after purchase, so there's no waiting. We do not ship any physical copies. This is all digital. However, you are free to print it if you prefer, or use it on any laptop, mobile device, tablet, Kindle. You can do that as well. I'm going to show you the printed version today, just for the first 20 lessons of each subject, just so you can get an idea of what is included. Each grade level includes language arts, math, science, and social studies. We have no subscriptions or hidden fees. You pay once and you own it. That's it. No monthly charges, no required add-ons. Again, you can use it on a screen with any PDF reader or through platforms like Google Drive, Google Classroom, Lumen PDF, which we give you access to for free, or you can print it like what we've done here. I also want to be very clear that we have a lot of hands-on learning with our curriculum. It is not just worksheets. Our curriculum includes science experiments, outdoor activities, journaling prompts, creative projects, presentations. We want to keep kids engaged. I remember when I was homeschooled, I used to love giving presentations to my family about, what I was learning in history or science, or showing off my science experiments. And I just think it's a really great way for students to be engaged in learning. And if they know they have to do a presentation, whether or not they like to or not, it gives them a little bit more motivation to get things done. So you can choose to do those presentations and activities, or you can choose not to. But we provide instructions if you would like to do those things. So we're going to first take a look at language arts in 8th grade. We have 180 lessons. We also include all reading material, which I think is really important to note because so many curriculum options out there ask you to buy extra books or workbooks or go to the library. We know that there are a lot of rural families. We know that it's very expensive and time consuming to buy or go to the library all the time. So we include all of the reading material in our curriculum. So that being said, our language arts curriculum usually is very long in terms of how many pages to print. So we don't usually print in our household. We don't usually print all of the curriculum. We only print the worksheets, and we read on a Kindle or a tablet the actual reading material. You can choose to do it however you want. That's the great thing about homeschooling and about this curriculum. It's really customizable to you and your students' needs. This is one that we love in our household, is the comic strip activities are really fun. We give rubrics so that students know what they will be graded on. We have vocabulary assessments. Again, reading is included. Really, really important. You don't have to go find additional reading materials. And this is just the first 20 lessons of language arts. I did not print everything, but I wanted to at least walk you through the first 20 lessons. And then we have our parent teaching guide, which is, I think, one of the main reasons our curriculum stands out. First of all, we give you the objective of the course, of the class, vocabulary, additional notes with more information. I mean, it's been a long time, presumably, since you learned or were teaching 8th grade language arts. So we try to give you as a parent as much information as we think is necessary to help your student and guide your student. So we try to do that in every single one of our courses. If you ever do have questions or you need explanations, please reach out to our team. We are always here to help. We have staff dedicated to that. We're a small team, but we are sure mighty, and we try to get back to everybody within 1 to 3 hours, even on weekends. I can't guarantee we'll always do that, but we try our darndest to do that. Here's our social studies student workbook. Most of our courses include 180 lessons. I think there's 2 currently that only do 90 lessons, which is a half credit course, but those will be expanded in the coming year. But almost all of ours are 180 lessons, which is a full credit course. I also want to mention we do meet all state and national standards. Every state is different. They have different standards, but we check every year to make sure that we meet all of them. So you can rest assured that we meet your state and all national standards for language arts, math, science, and social studies. If your state requires additional subjects, you'll have to find those elsewhere, but we try to make sure that we are fully standards aligned for that. We do not teach Common Core. We're not in the math section yet, but we do not teach Common Core framework or principles. We teach old school math in our curriculum. So again, we include all of the reading materials within the curriculum, along with the worksheets. And the parent teaching guide, this is what I really want to highlight for you. Key points to emphasize is a new thing that we've added in the last few years. It's really helpful for parents when you're trying to figure out, you have an entire lesson that the student is learning. What things should I make sure that they know? So we do the key points to emphasize, and then how to help your student, encouraging them to look up different resources using the internet. There's a lot of different ways that you can help your student. We kind of outline those in each lesson. There's some definitions and sample answers. We do provide answer keys where they are required. Again, guided reading questions and answers. And, it's been a long time, presumably, since you learned about all of these concepts in social studies. And so we try to give you enough information to help your student because it's been a while. So, for example, these are activity instructions for you and not just for the student. So you can help your student through the course. So again, these are just the first 20 lessons. Then we're in the science. Again, 180 lessons. We include activities, tests, assessments, quizzes. Each course is different in that regard. We all include them all, but some are tests, some are assessments. Just kind of depends on the course itself and the grade. But you can see samples of these all on our website. So if you just go to www.allinonecurriculum.com, go to the grade level that you're interested in, scroll down, you'll see all of the samples there. And we include parent teaching guides, student workbooks, all of that. So here's a test example, the minerals and rocks test. This is a fairly significant test. 57 questions. Not all of them are that long. Usually at the end of a unit, we do a longer kind of assessment or exam. And then really neat thing about homeschooling, as most of you probably know, is that you can pick and choose what to do. So if your student just absolutely hates taking exams, which some students do, there's other things that you can do throughout this curriculum. You can do presentations and reports and all those sorts of things. So there's other ways to test their knowledge, and we give those options throughout the curriculum. So you really can make this curriculum work for you and your student. We have lots of special needs students. We have students that are advanced using our curriculum. It's so easy to adapt to your students' needs, and that's one of the reasons that many parents love our curriculum. So that's science, and we're going to go to the parent teaching guide. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but the key points to emphasize, how to help your student, and then the answers. And we have, this is 4 pages for the parent just for one lesson. You don't have to read through it all, but it's really important to teach the student, but also to give you enough information as the parent to help them. And we try to do that so that it's easy, if they have any sort of question, we hopefully can answer it in the parent teaching guide. And if not, you are more than welcome to reach out to us or do some research on the internet, but our team is always, always, always around to help. We have a dedicated support team. We try to get back to everybody within a few hours, even on weekends. There's another test, review, and here's our math curriculum. So if you're using the digital version, where these lines are, you would be able to just use your cursor and then type in the answer. So, and then it automatically saves. It's very, very easy. But I'm going to do another video later on with how to use our curriculum digitally for those that are interested. And we do always recommend having a math notebook. For example, graphing, that's fairly difficult to do on a computer. And so we do ask that students in the upper grades have a notebook that they can scribble on and help figure out answers, and it's really important. So here's the parent teaching guide. Again, we try to give additional notes for you. These are mostly just answers, but there's examples on how to get to an answer for new theories that students are learning. For example, here's how to use that equation. And that's our 8th grade math curriculum. I hope you've enjoyed looking through our curriculum today. Again, these are just the first 20 lessons. So if you have any questions or would like additional samples, you can visit our website. You can go to www.allinonecurriculum.com and go to the grade that you are interested in. On that page, scroll down and you'll see all the samples that we provide. We provide parent teaching guide samples, student workbook samples, all of that. Thank you so much.